Last year, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled to uphold our nation's status as a reservation. From that decision grew a need to create a recognizable and positive image for the tribe. And so we began the process of creating a new brand identity. We aren't removing the great seal of the Muscogee Nation. We're changing the general public's perception of who we are and what we do. We are the fourth largest sovereign tribal nation in the U.S. We are a huge contributor to the state's economy. We invest in our local communities. We provide health care for not only our citizens, but also our neighbors. We are more than casinos. We want to properly represent our people, our government, cooperation with one another to achieve our core values, and our solidarity that drives our ability to thrive despite adversity. The British coined the misnomer Creek. When this alias appears in parentheses alongside the proper name of the nation, it creates confusion amongst the general public, and it is often mistaken as an interpretation of Muscogee, or the two are read together as if it were one name. In order to solidify the nation's identification and keep the connection to the tribal seal, we chose to use Muscogee as the tribe's sole name. We began the process by looking at the M from Muscogee as a starting point for a logo, and also chose to use the green from the tribal seal in the logo's color palette. Green represents progress and renewal. When I develop a symbol or logo for the nation, I tend to draw inspiration from Mississippian pottery and shell carvings, connecting our current status to our history. I approach design as a solution to an obstacle or an answer to questions. Who are we? What is our purpose? What do we want people to know about us? Each of the logo's 4 components has a longer limb, and each of them reach toward the other, just as many Mississippian motifs intertwine to form a whole. This is in reference to the union of the Muscogee-speaking tribal towns to create the Creek Confederacy and our maintained connectedness as a people. The 4 pieces of the logo refer to the sacred number within traditional Muscogee doctrine. 4 represents balance, as in the symmetrical shape of the logo. 4 directional logs feeding the flames of a ceremonial fire. 4 seasons, 4 principal lunar phases, and so on. 4 is also the number of the Muscogee Nation's core values: tradition, integrity, dignity, and excellence. The new brand identity isn't a change in our values. It is modernizing our identity. While the tribal seal will always hold important historical significance, the new identity epitomizes our unity as a people, as one nation. We saw this entire process as an opportunity to tell our own story, to educate others about who we are and what we value. Although Creek is the label placed upon us by the British colonists, many of our citizens will remain committed to the moniker because of its familiarity and historical ties. We are not denying our history. We are declaring our own identity. We are Muscogee because of the linguistic and cultural ties the tribal towns shared. We, alongside our Yuchi relatives, struggled together. We survived together. We thrive together. Our people, our nation of one from many, will always strive for excellence while holding fast to tradition and upholding our integrity and dignity.
For our people.
For our communities.
For our future generations.